Hi you guys, it's Amanda with Healthy House on the Block, and I'm here with another weekly video and tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and your wellness. Today in our video and this week's vlog, we're talking about the most important room of your home, and it's where you sleep. So in building biology, we like to call this a sleep sanctuary, referencing that it is a place where your body can truly restore back to its natural state. It can detox from all of the toxins and chemicals that you've come into contact with during the day. But many of us don't actually have sleep sanctuaries at home. We have bedrooms that actually create problems because we have so many different types of toxins in our space where we're spending 7 to 8 hours a day. If you have kids, you know they probably spend more time in their rooms and particularly like on their mattress. So today we're going to break everything down, and I'm going to give you some really easy steps that you can take today and a few steps that you can plan towards in the future to make your space a true sleep sanctuary. So I think that most bedroom ideas start with the goal to create a more positive environment for sleeping. And what many of us forget is that creating a low toxin space for sleeping can actually be the best improvement to help support our body and our overall wellness. Our bodies really need a place free from toxins to truly rest and restore. And the room that you spend the absolute most time in is an amazing place to start healing your body. So when we talk about a low toxin or toxin-free space, it's really more than just a place with moderately improved indoor air quality. It's actually a restorative place that is free from endocrine disruptors, sleep disrupting elements, and organic toxins. A healthy house is more than just a space free from toxins and mold. A healthy house is the foundation and start of a healthy life in whole. We wouldn't expect an apple to stay fresh if we stored it in like a wet paper bag outside. It's the same thought with our home. It's been said that our home is like a second skin to our bodies, creating benefits or problems, and where we sleep is a place that we should take extra precaution about. It's an area that we will end up spending about 1/3 of our lives in. If we are in one particular environment more often, we should make sure it's a healthy and safe environment to be in. So not only is this video and blog post about bedroom ideas to enlighten you on healthy habits for that particular room, but it will help you unburden your body and start a solid foundation to a healthy lifestyle. So one of the biggest reasons so many products and articles focus on how to sleep is due to the fact that it's extremely important to our health and our wellness. We know those of us who suffer from poor or deficient sleep have a greater risk of high blood pressure, diabetes, stroke, obesity, heart disease, and kidney disease. And this is all scientific research and studies that have been published and peer-reviewed. So why does sleep matter so much? Sleep is actually one of the biggest contributors to a healthy lifestyle. When we get proper rest and sleep, our body has time to repair itself from day-to-day stressors on top of detoxifying the brain. When you're rested, you can actually function on a higher level. In fact, there's a study that revealed that sleep helps our brain and body flush out many of the toxins we come in contact with while we're sleeping. So improving your sleep environment can drastically change the quality of your day. It's true that your house can actually cause insomnia too. When we don't know how to sleep in a healthy way, we actually deprive ourselves of this natural detoxifying habit, and then our health suffers. So another study that I'm sharing in the blog this week associates poor indoor air quality with a disruption of sleep caused by small particles that get into our bloodstream. And these particles then affect the regulation of sleep within our brain. Another interesting study shows that household habits, materials, and even products can cause sleep disturbances, trouble falling asleep, and chronic insomnia in adults and children. So, what are the biggest factors when it comes to knowing the importance of how to sleep and creating a healthy environment for your body? We're going to go through all of those in this week's blog post, but if you want to go even deeper into a healthy home bedroom, or a sleep sanctuary as we like to call it, you can get a step-by-step process that I use with my clients, and it's going to be in my course that's going to be released in the new year here, called the Healthy Home Blueprint. It'll walk you through everything you need to know. But for today, we're going to cover the 5 easiest steps. So controlling the humidity in a bedroom is a great way to ensure organic toxins such as mold and mildew do not affect your space. Humidity is also important because an area that has high indoor humidity is also an area that is conducive to dust mite reproduction. And the lower the humidity, the dust mites will end up dying off. High humidity in an area where you're staying for a long period of time can also cause congestion in many individuals, and nasal congestion is caused by inflamed blood vessels in the nose. This causes swelling of the nasal tissue, and if you've tried to fall asleep while being congested, you know that it is not an easy task. Congestion can also cause snoring and mouth breathing, which tend to be sleep disruptors. So the fact that your house can cause insomnia and sleep deprivation means that we need to be careful of this indoor climate. The important thing to remember is that you don't want to pull all the moisture out of your air. If your air is too dry, your nasal passages, skin, and eyes will become severely itchy and irritated. We know that the ideal indoor humidity level is somewhere between 35% and 40%, and you can actually monitor humidity levels with a little device that you put in your room. They're about $10 off of Amazon, and they have them linked in this week's blog post. So, dust is everywhere. Even if you feel like you have an extremely clean house. I sit in this boat myself. I have a pretty clean house, but there is dust everywhere. And where there's dust, again, there's sure to be dust mites. And bedrooms are a real problem spot when it comes to dust, as we shed skin and sweat all when we're sleeping on our mattress. So this means that where humans spend the most time, there will be the most dust. Most of the time, we would just shrug this little fact off and, I don't know, maybe vacuum a little bit more. But let me be the first to tell you that this is not the way to handle extra dust in your bedroom. So dust mites are a serious disruption to our body's respiratory system, and a dust mite's skin and excrement are actually toxic to our bodies. So making sure your room has as little dust as possible is going to be very important. And specifically speaking, dust mites cause an allergic reaction within our upper respiratory system, such as runny nose, hay fever. They also cause irritation in the lungs and eyes, as well as sneezing. And I'm not even touching on the fact that most dust contains harmful toxins that affect our endocrine system and other systems within our body. It doesn't sound like the magic potion for sleep to me to have dust all around, and the National Sleep Foundation actually states that dust mites cause general immune system stress, which means you could be getting sick more often. So these are all the ways that dust and dust mites in your room can really disrupt your sleep, and reducing dust is going to be the best practice for this. So toxins, like we've been talking about, can be such a broad term. Specifically though, I'm talking about the toxins that are added to our bedding and pillows. We know that toxins are a disruptor to our endocrine system, meaning our hormones are out of whack, as well as an external irritant. So our endocrine system holds our thyroid gland and our pineal gland. Both are responsible for helping us fall asleep and stay asleep. So by allowing toxins from our bedding, such as bleach, formaldehyde, flame retardants, pesticides to surround us for 7 to 8 hours a day, we're really overworking our immune system. And this could lead to sleep disturbances that turn into sleep deprivation, or it could turn into chronic insomnia. So many of the chemicals that are added to our bedding and pillows, such as polyurethane foams, formaldehyde, which is for a wrinkle-free texture, and flame retardants release harmful VOCs constantly. And when our bodies are in direct contact with these materials, producing both humidity and warmth, the VOCs actually off-gas at a higher, more potent rate. So mattresses are imperative when you're trying to improve your sleep environment. They are the biggest factor when it comes to toxin prevention and can be one of the best options in terms of removing current toxins from your sleeping space. So if you Google this topic, you will find a plethora of blog posts and websites showing you the problems with the modern mattress and the toxins that are added to it in order to make it convenient and safe. When our hormones and brain function is disrupted by the toxins in a mattress that, I'm going to remind you, we are sleeping directly on, there's no telling what the effect could hold. The other side is that external irritants. Many of the chemicals in our mattresses can actually cause itchy throats, eyes, as well as skin issues. And these irritating conditions can also make it difficult to fall asleep. So one of the biggest offending toxins in mattresses are flame retardants that they coat the mattresses in. Initially, this concept was added to prevent fire. It's not anything that's as needed anymore, and many of the materials that are being used now are naturally flame resistant. So a study was done with mice in a lab coming in contact with flame retardants, and when the mice were exposed to the chemical toxins, their brain became overly hyperactive, and a hyperactive brain really doesn't allow us to fall asleep easily. It can cause insomnia or sleep deprivation. The other chemical offenders that are in mattresses that we're sleeping on would be polyurethane foam, which emits a VOC. It's a known endocrine system disruptor as well as an external irritant. Again, formaldehyde has also been found in mattresses, which causes asthma, allergies, even increased risk for lung cancer. So what we sleep on can be just as important as where we are sleeping when it comes to a healthy environment. And the last and final thing you can do, this is a nice easy one that we can finish up on because you can make a lot of changes here. It's in the case of the link that our house can cause insomnia and sleep disorders, there's a lot to be said for electromagnetic fields. So while there is a lot left unknown about EMFs, what we have learned is that they are a disruptor to our bodies. There are two ways that EMFs disrupt our body's natural sleep process. So first, we have to understand that our body has natural electromagnetic fields. Our natural EMFs vibrate at a low number of cycles, and electromagnetic fields from electronics vibrate at a higher rate of oscillation. The discrepancy between these two rates of humans and electronics is what can prevent you from falling asleep. They have also found that the higher vibrations of unnatural EMFs can pull you out of a deep sleep, which will disrupt your sleep process, leaving you really tired. There was actually a study performed in 1999 that showed magnetic fields in the same room as a sleeping person can cause decreased time in REM sleep, as well as a very broken sleep pattern. This same study also showed that the pineal gland's production of melatonin, which we know helps you fall asleep, was decreased when individuals were exposed to more EMFs during the day. So if you think about that, it means your exposure to electromagnetic fields during the day can actually inhibit your sleep at night. So the other way that electronics and electromagnetic fields can disrupt your sleep is by that light that is often given off by electronics that create the EMFs. So when you watch TV or you look at your phone, your body's natural response to the bluish light is to decrease the production of melatonin. Melatonin is what your pineal gland produces to help you fall asleep and stay asleep, and this is why we sleep in dark rooms and why it's generally easiest for us to fall asleep that way at night. So learning how to keep your house healthy, to keep you healthy, is a great way to start changing your habits and your lifestyle. We know now that your house can cause insomnia, sleep deprivation, and other disturbances during sleep. But we also know that sleep is one of the most important factors of a healthy lifestyle. So our sleep allows us to function on a higher level and also allows our brain to detoxify. You can help your sleep by helping your sleep environment first with the bedroom ideas that I outlined in this week's video. You guys, as always, thank you so much for being here. I would love it if you would subscribe to my channel so that I can meet with you here every single week. I'll be back again next week with a healthy house tip on creating an indoor space that truly supports your health and wellness.